Alright everybody, here is generation 5 of our device. Taking a look at it here, you can see what we're looking at. We've got basically the same regulator setup. We did finish getting the zero resistance valves in, or zero pressure required. So basically these will operate in a vacuum. So you see pressure there, 0 to 7 bar. This added minimal resistance in the line. We're using the 1-inch valve, so that way there's no resistance to the airflow. The circuit, as you guys know, is 5/8 inch interior diameter, or close enough to it. Again, we have the coiled hose for reinforcement on there as well. The exhaust circuit, we've got the zero resistance valve as well. I got a Y in there now. And we've got, obviously, the 1-liter lung to try. We've got the timer here. Still looking at trying to keep it set. So the settings, we ran this on the ASL 5000 again. The main settings we look at that we need to keep, so that way this is useful and won't harm anyone. It's going to be a 1-second inhale, 2-second exhale time. That'll should be the standard for everybody. And we should be set around 4 psi total. We still got the oxygen bleed-in valve. This little guy here is our new version of the emergency vent using inches of water. So take a look at it there. It's a 5/8 inch hose off of the in circuit. Comes down to this nifty little bucket here. I added a 1-inch grommet and then drilled some holes in it and found that basically this bucket here has got 30 centimeters of water in it, and so I'm able to adjust the PEEP as needed. Snap this lid down and pull up the PEEP if I need to, or increase the PEEP if I need to. So right now it maxes out about 30. We'll turn it on here and show you how that works. If I increase the PSI, it'll start gurgling, and that protects us from overpressurizing the patient lung. So let's turn it on. There you go. Respiration. We're going to want this to be around 4 psi. Get the right volume we need. Just barely feather it. Always start low and then move up. So you can see that's around 4. Let's see what that looks like over here. Nice and inflated. And you can see how fast it exhales now with the zero resistance valve. There's no air left in the lungs. This is basically zero PEEP. If we want to add PEEP, we'd add a hose to this end here on the exhaust outlet and throw that in the bucket along with this one, and just have that at 5 PEEP or 20 PEEP or whatever you need. For right now, you can see this guy here. If I reduce the PEEP, or reduce the emergency vent centimeters of water, we'll hear it start gurgling. There you go. So overpressured in the system, immediately vents out. Anything over the centimeters of water that we got in there will immediately vent out. Otherwise, we'll max it out there about 30. That's close enough for the range. If we want to get more resistance on the exhaust line, we can either throttle that down or get a taller bucket or a water container. Obviously, this is a 5-gallon bucket, and luckily the 5-gallon bucket takes us to 30 centimeters of water. I'll probably squeeze in a few more centimeters in there if I want to, but I'm just not interested in pushing it to the limit. But you can see this guy going. See how quick that deflates now? That's what we were looking for. Return to 0 atmosphere at the end of the exhale. No carbon dioxide left in the lungs before the next inhale begins. So that's it. I'm going to formalize kind of the parts list, the instructions, and hopefully this might be able to help even my family if I need it, or anybody else who might need it one day. But that's basically it. This is our final prototype. We'll formalize this and start distributing the instructions. Hopefully some of the developing countries or lower resource areas might be able to utilize this in an emergency. Basically, we're replacing the ambu-bag, and so that way somebody can have some assistance until they can get the paramedics or transfer the patient to the ICU or over to a normal ventilator. So that's what we're looking at right now. Thank you.